Church, I want to talk to you today about how to make it through a storm. We all have storms in our lives. We all go through things in our lives. Some are natural, some are spiritual. We may have physical difficulties in our lives. We may be in a situation where the folks around us are not acting right. There seems like you're in a stormy, chaotic situation. So I want to tell you about 3 things you need to do to make it through the storm. First of all, you need to ready the ship. If you ever watch any of the old movies, you see the pirate ship or whatever in the water, and the storm comes and they say, batten down the hatches. It means to make ready for the difficulty that's coming our way. Look at your neighbor and watch carefully when you say this. Make sure you pronounce the P. Say, get your ship together. We don't want nobody to think you're cussing. Don't want nobody to think you're cussing. So make sure you pronounce that P. Get your ship together. It said when they had taken it on board, they used cables to undergird the ship. So to get through the storm, first thing you must do is you got to make sure that your ship is ready. Remember, he said, I told y'all not to do this, right? He got his little told you so in, right? I told you, you know how it is. Somebody, I told you. He said, I told you so. But the good news is, he said, there will be no loss of life, but you're going to lose the ship. See, I'm not here to tell you that when you get through the storm, you're going to get through unscathed. I'm not here to tell you that. You're going to lose something through the storm. You're going to lose something, but you're not going to lose your life. You might lose your stuff, but you won't lose yourself. See, the worst thing you can lose is yourself. Yeah. They could take the car, they could take the house, they could take the job, but just leave me with self. As long as I got self, I'll be all right. As long as I don't lose my mind. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm going through the storm, and I know I'm going through it, not just to it. I'll get to that. He said, take heart, don't worry. Nobody's going to die. It's going to be a rough ride. He didn't say it. He said, he didn't say that. He said, it's going to be rough. You're going to be hungry. You're going to be tired. But don't lose heart. He said, take your heart. Don't lose your heart. Keep your head up. Remember, church, you're going through the storm. You're not just going to the storm. Today, I want to forever change this response. You ever ask somebody how you doing? They say, well, I'm going through. They give you this old pitiful answer. Well, I'm going through. I want to reverse that. I want to turn that frown upside down. How you doing? I'm going through. So y'all didn't catch it. Y'all didn't catch it. You didn't catch it. Oh, you sound like Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh. Oh, going through. How you doing? I'm going through. Yeah. I'm in something right now. I acknowledge that I'm in it. See, sometimes we get so spiritual, we don't want to acknowledge that we in something. No, the Lord got it. No, you in it. I'm in it, but I'm going through it. So anybody know Psalms 23? Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. So not just I'm going through, we going through, because he's going through with me. His rod and his staff shall comfort me. As long as I got the word, I'm going to be all right. I'm going through, baby, this ain't me. I only look like what I'm going through. It might take a little time. It might take some time, and I might still go through some stuff, but until I die, my destiny is not fulfilled. You know what I'm saying? So first you got to ready your ship. Next, you got to lighten the load. Oh, y'all gonna like this one. You're gonna like this. And because they were exceedingly tempest tossed, the next day they lightened the ship. Church, sometimes you got to lighten your load. You carrying too much in the storm. See, let me talk to you about this ship making and how these things work, because it didn't make sense to me. I thought the heavier the ship, the better off it would be. Would be more sturdy. That made sense to me. But that's the exact opposite. The lighter the ship, the more capable it is of dealing with the storm. So the first thing they do when the ship gets tossed to and fro, they say the first thing we have to do is lighten the ship. Amen. So they said lighten our ship. And how does that refer to us? We need to clear distractions. The lighter the ship, the easier it is to navigate through the storm. Watch this. Lighten the ship keeps it from turning over. Lightening your load is going to keep you from losing your mind. You got to ready the ship. You got to lighten the load. And the last point, don't give up. Still here. The Bible tells us in Colossians 1:27 that Jesus Christ is in us and he is the hope of glory. Yeah. As long as you got him, you got hope. Christ in you gives you hope in a hopeless circumstance. Because the Bible tells us that greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. So he is greater than any situation you can be in. He is greater than any circumstance you can come upon. He is greater than any storm. In fact, he is a storm calmer. He can at any moment speak to the winds and cause the seas to obey. So the Bible said you abide in him. That means you rest in him. Yeah, the storm is, that's right. You acknowledge the storm. Don't be a fool and not acknowledge, well, I'm too saved and sanctified for this. No, don't be that silly. Don't be that's naive, that's silly. You're right. I am going through this. There's something going on in my life. You don't have to always have it all together. You come to Relevant Church, it's okay not to be perfect. It's okay. I'm giving you permission. You can come in here and not be perfect. We're just glad you made it. We're just glad to make it. We're going to love on you, and we're going to give you what you need. You need some space, we're going to give you space. You don't want me all up on you, I ain't going to be all up on you. Okay, you don't want no hug today? Oh, we cool. You don't like hugs. I respect that, but you in the house, and that's good enough. We got to be comfortable enough to let people not be perfect. Church ain't for perfect people. Newsflash, soon as you got here, it became imperfect. Soon we was good until you got here. Talking to myself. Soon as I step in, I messed up the whole thing. Watch this. They took soundings to see how deep it was. So they saw it was 20 fathoms. They got a little closer. It was 15 fathoms. At that point, some of the brothers said, "Okay, we're close enough to jump ship." Paul said, "No, not yet. If you jump now, you ain't gonna make it. Don't get out before you're through." Yes. Thanksgiving coming, right? Y'all gonna be baking some turkeys and frying turkey. One of the worst things you can do when you fry that turkey is pull it out too soon. You pull it out too soon, you're gonna mess up Thanksgiving for everybody. Thanksgiving ain't the same without turkey. It just ain't the same without the turkey. The guest of honor. You don't want to pull it out before it's done. Sister Glenda, you make cakes, right? So worst thing to do is to pull the cake out before it's done. When I was a young learning how to bake, I pulled the cake out and it wasn't ready. I tried to put it back in and say, no, you can't put it back in. Once you pull it out, it's going to be messed up now. Am I right about it or not? You can't pull it out before it's done. You got to have patience and wait until it's done. Here's the message. Stay on the ship until the Lord tells you it's time to jump ship. But when the Lord tells you jump ship, don't try to stay on the ship. I'm staying on the Lord said, don't stay on the ship, the Lord said. When it's time, it's time. Y'all saw the Titanic, little Leonardo DiCaprio. They said, what was the lady's Rose? She said, Rose, the kids to stay on the ship as long as you can. Y'all don't know. Nobody seen the Titanic. Y'all ain't got TNT? Okay. They sit on the ship. The ship's rising. He said, Rose, you got to stay on the ship for as long as you can. But when it's time to go, start paddling. They took soundings. Church, we got to listen to the sound of the Lord in your storm. But here's the key. Here's the tough thing. Here's the tough thing. It ain't easy to hear the Lord's voice in the storm. I mean, it's a storm, right? There's a lot of noise in the storm. One of the characteristics of the storm is noise. But Pastor, you're saying listen to the Lord? Yes. Be still and know that I am God. The Bible, he told in 1 Kings, he said, to get through the storm, we must listen for God's still, small voice. There it is. Look at the last. And after the fire, a still, small voice. Listen, you may get upset by your circumstance, but God ain't. You may feel, oh man, I don't know, but God is still, small voice. Keep listening to me, my child. I'm going to get you through. You are more than a conqueror. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. Greater are you that is he that is in you than he that is in this world. I have overcome the world. And since I overcame the world, you will overcome the world. You abide in me and you abide in him, and his word abides in you. You shall ask a thing, and it shall be given unto you. The still, small voice. The Lord speaks louder in a whisper than he does in a shout. We got to learn. You want to get through that storm, you got to learn how to be quiet and be still so that you can hear the small voice. Well, you ain't doing nothing about it. No, I am doing something about it. I'm being still and waiting on the Lord. When the Lord says move, I move. But not until he says move.